Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you are here, and I'm praying that you are being blessed with the videos I've been posting. And like I said in the other videos, these videos I post, it's about what God is doing in my life, what He's doing currently in my life, what He's working in me, and the testimonies that I have, that God has done greater things in my life. And all of the things that I'm sharing them because, not because I think I'm perfect, because I'm not perfect, but I just want you to know that God is real, and that all these testimonies that I have, it comes from Him, because it comes from His love for me, because He loves me so much that He covered me, protected me, and He wants me to live a life that honors Him. So, you know, daily I'm sharing what He's doing in my life. So I just want you to be encouraged by it. And today this is one area that God had to work on me and work in me. It's about judging others, or let me say, pointing my fingers at others. So I know we live in a society where we just love to judge others. We like to point our fingers at people, and we look at them, and we don't look at our problems. We don't look at what's going on with us. And a lot of times that was my thing. I would, not that I thought I was perfect, I knew I wasn't perfect, but it was better to just point my finger at another person, or I just saw their wrong. I just saw their wrong. Like, I just saw everything like that they did wrong. So I'm just like, why is this person like this? Da 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 da. And God had to, rebuke me, like, how about you? How about you? What about you? And God is so good. I love when God like disciplines me, because I know that I have to work. I can't say no, Lord, because this faith journey, it requires me to be obedient to Him. So, when God you know made me realize, like, okay, what about you? You're not perfect. You have a lot of areas that you're battling, and so it was one of my sisters, I believe Jasmine. She was saying that when we're pointing our fingers at people, this thumb is pointing right back at us. So you know let's think about, like, what we have to work on. What do I have to work on, instead of me, like, it's kind of like being in people's business, kind of like, why are we in people's business when we should be in our own business? So it's like, why not work in what you have to better, instead of sitting there and just looking at this person and saying, oh, I wish this person is could do this and this and that. And I have scriptures, and it's so good to have scriptures to back what I'm saying. And so in the book of Luke chapter 6, you could read that, the whole 6, you could read it, because there's so many um wisdom from that. But I'm gonna read Luke 6 verse 41. It says, this is Jesus saying to those that that were following Him and listening to Him, or He was at a synagogues. So it says here, or to His disciples. So it says here, Luke chapter 6 verse 41. It says, why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take out this speck that is in your eye, when you yourself do not see that log that is in your own eye? You hypocrite. First take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take out the speck that is in your brother's eye. So I love how he said, you hypocrite, because that's how I felt. Like, I was a hypocrite. Like, McLeod, like, you're pointing your finger at this person, or you're trying to remove this thing out of this other person, but what about you? What about what you got to work on? So we can't say, like, oh, I wish this person could do this and this and that. I wish this person, could clean more or whatever. What about you? How about you start cleaning, And this is just an example, but we have to focus on us because God, he wants us to work on us. He's going to do the rest. So like with other people, like he works in them. So if you're being convicted like by the Lord to work on a certain area in your life, submit to it and work in that area instead of focusing on what this other person, their wrongs, all of their, just judging them for no reason, because judging others is fun for some people, or some people get excitement from it. And we have to focus on our own self, because God wants to transform us. He wants to change us. But if we have this mindset of not wanting to submit to what God is trying to do within us, we're going to live in this life that we're just judging others, and you'll never get that transformation that you need, because God wants to do greater things within us. And so if we're focusing on other people, we're not going to be able to see what God wants to do within us. And so when God rebuked me and kind of like he said, you hypocrite, because I was a hypocrite. Like a lot of times even at home, I would it would be towards my mom some days, like, oh, I wish she could just do this, or I wish she could just, it was just a lot. And it's like God was like, okay, what about you, McLean? You're not perfect. You have these areas that you're struggling. So what I try to do best now is like, okay, stop judging, stop looking at her faults or her flaws, her issues. Focus on what I have, my own issues, my own struggles, my own flaws. And that's what God wants to do for me. He wants to work on me. He's going to do that for her. And so this is just an example, but I see a lot of people pointing fingers at other people. But what about you? Why are you worried about the other person? Why are you not worried about yourself? Why are you not worried about what you need to work on? Don't worry about the other person. That is in God's control. He is doing what he needs to do for that person. Focus on what you have to do. So I just wanted to share that because this is something that God had dealt with me on. So I wanted to share this because I'm sure there's a lot of people out here pointing our fingers at other people, judging other people. And God, when we're judging other people, God does not like that at all, because if he says that if you're judging others, that he's judging us. So if you look at the scriptures above, it says, judge not and you will not be judged. Condemn not and you will not be condemned. Forgive and you will be forgiven. So if we're judging others, we're already being judged too. So we're not the judge. I'm not a judge. Like God is the judge. I can't judge someone. No. And I know sometimes we might do it not intentionally, but we have to be very intentional too, though. Be intentional on like what comes out of our mouth, what we're thinking about. God knows our hearts. He knows our thoughts. So let's stop pointing the fingers at other people, and let's look at ourselves. Let's look at like what we need to work on, and we could pray for the other person. That's the best thing that you could do, is pray for the other person, and so that God could work in them as well too. So I just wanted to share this, and I pray that this encourages you. Yes, have a blessed evening. Talk to you soon. I will talk to y'all soon. All right, bye-bye.